Hi, I'm Jason Power and I'm Senior Director of Partnerships and Standards here at Dolby in London. So what is Next Generation Audio? Next Generation Audio delivers sound the way I want it, however I choose to watch. Sound that's immersive, realistic, three-dimensional sound that wraps all around me, including overhead, and transports me right into the heart of the story. Whether I'm listening on a home theatre system, a soundbar, a TV, or even a smartphone with headphones. Sound that's personalised, that suits my preferences, even where I receive the same stream or broadcast as everybody else. For example, sound where I can adjust the level of dialogue so that it's always clear for me. Next Generation Audio is a key enabler of the new era of connected, personalised broadcast. The technology to power this, Dolby AC4, is already shipping in large numbers of UHD TVs here in the UK. At Dolby, we look forward to working with the industry to deploy a new generation of services with heightened engagement, broadest appeal, and maximum relevance using Dolby AC4.
We are live. Thanks for tuning in. This is the first preview event for the Hbbtv Symposium and Awards taking place this year in Paris on the 25th and 26th of November. There'll be further events like this, give you an inside look at what you're going to expect, what you can expect in Paris, and I'll tell you more about these additional events later on. Thank you first for watching this event live. It's the very first one. This is the premiere, as it is called, and we have a great agenda for you with lots of important information by lots of key people of the Hbbtv community. First, we have the welcome speeches, first by Thomas Follin, who's the head of Salto. Salto is the new French streaming platform operated by the three main French commercial and public broadcasters. And Salto is, of course, the co-host of this year's Hbbtv Symposium and Awards in Paris. Then there'll be the opening address by Vincent Grivet, the Hbbtv chairman. I'll hand over to Paul Gray, research director at Omdia, after this, who is going to give us a market update on the current situation in Europe. Then it'll be the round table at 2:30, where I'll discuss the involvements of 5 key companies in the Hbbtv community into the Hbbtv specifications. And of course, I'll let you know exclusively what they'll bring to Paris. So that'll be interesting for you to have this outlook. And then there'll be a final speech by Vincent towards the end, and I'll tell you a bit more about the next events that you can join. So thank you once again for being with us today, and I now hand over to Thomas Follin from Salto.
On behalf of Salto, I'm very happy to welcome the 9th Hbbtv Symposium and Awards in Paris next November 25-26. I had made this invitation 18 months ago already in Athens, and assumed at that time that the symposium would happen in October 2020, but COVID decided otherwise. The good news is that we're still all here, ready to thrive in the normal world again, and the symposium will now happen for real. The other good news, which makes it even better in 2021 than in 2020, is that in the meantime, we made good progress at Salto. We have launched a service and it's a success. It's clearly the local French alternative to the global giant, and we are in the process of becoming a must-have in France. We have made our first concrete Hbbtv steps, launching our app together with our Salto homepage on DTT channel 51. And we see a very high level of curiosity and interest amongst DTT users to access Salto in this convenient manner. In doing so, we're learning a lot on Hbbtv from a practical point of view. We can confirm our positive thoughts and expectation that Hbbtv is a powerful technology platform on which any rich TV service could be developed. We also see challenges, and especially the challenges of conformance and the ability to predict and assess conformance. In this respect, we're super excited about the symposium and about the fact that conformance will be an important theme of the symposium. We hope the symposium will help the Hbbtv community to share experience, best practice, but also identify issues on conformance and maybe start to jointly agree on a roadmap which will improve this key aspect. I look forward to welcome the entire HBB community in Paris to discuss this and many other fascinating topics. I'm hopeful and personally convinced that this virus situation will be behind us at that time, so that many of you will come and enjoy Paris. I'm looking forward to meet you all there. Thank you very much.
A great and encouraging outlook by Thomas towards the Hbbtv Symposium and Awards this year in Paris in November. I have Vincent Grivet now with me, the Hbbtv chairman, live in Paris, who's going to give me his views on our key event this year.
Thank you very much, Jan. Good afternoon, everybody. I must say that speaking to this in this webinar is very intimidating because I actually don't know who is there. So I can see you, Jörn, but I don't know who the other people are. But welcome and good afternoon to everybody. I'm very happy to be speaking with you this afternoon about our next symposium in Paris. I'm very excited by the fact that we have a symposium again. I think you know that it was a big disappointment last year that we had to cancel the symposium. We're very happy that we can hold it again this year and that we have again this great opportunity to meet with the Hbbtv community. I think we will have a great location. I will not disclose it, but I can tell you that in spite of the rain yesterday afternoon, I spent quite a lot of time in Paris scouting potential locations, and I think we will be in an absolutely great place. I think I'm expected, and I'm happy to give a few words about the conference program. So again, as a basic reminder, the symposium is going to be held in Paris Thursday, November 25th and Friday, November 26th. This means it is 6 months from today, more or less. And it's conveniently placed just before a weekend, so everybody who feels like it can enjoy a weekend in Paris. Our structure and agenda will be very classical and will be similar to the ones you are used to with our symposium. We will have a not too early start on day one, the Thursday. The conference will start at 11 o'clock. We will have registration and coffee starting a little bit earlier at 10 a.m. so that people can arrive whenever it's convenient. They can travel the same day or the day before, depending on where they're coming from. And there will be ample time and space to chat and have a coffee in compliance, of course, with the health rules that will be applicable. And we'll make sure that the space that we select has a lot of room and space so that it can be like that. On the first day, we're going to have 3 conference sessions for a total of 5.5 hours. So that is a long duration, but also we will have a lot of time for networking and exhibition where people can discover what are the exhibitions and can also chat amongst themselves. There will be a lunch and then a coffee break in the afternoon. We will have ample time at the lunch so that we can use these breaks to facilitate relationship discussion, and all of us need that because it's been so much time since we did not have the opportunity to actually meet and speak one-on-one directly. I think for the Hbbtv steering group, we met, of course, in Athens at the last symposium. And then I think we only had one meeting of the steering group. So that's quite a long time we have not met between colleagues. And I'm personally very excited to meet the Hbbtv community again. On that same Thursday, we will finish around 6:30. And we will gather again for the awards ceremony and dinner cocktail at 8 p.m. The ceremony, as you know, is very important, and we will have some new awards category this year. The day 2 will start more early in the morning, registration at 9 a.m. and conference first session at 9:30. It will finish at 4 p.m. so that people can have time to go back to their travel arrangement if they travel the same day. We will have also the breaks, coffee breaks, and the lunch so that we can again network and chat amongst professionals. The program is going to be finalized very soon. And one theme that we will especially develop this year, and this has been mentioned by Thomas Follin, the CEO of Salto, who made this welcome message and who is co-hosting the symposium this year, we will give special focus on the conformance. Conformance is a very important aspect at the moment that more and more services using Hbbtv are deployed, and it's super important, of course, that the TV set which are meant to receive these services are compliant and work properly with the services. A lot is done in the Hbbtv Association to support that, especially with the test suite. A lot is done outside of the Hbbtv Association with the test centers and all the companies and the conformance regimes. But maybe there is even more that needs to be done to come to an optimized conformance situation. And that is something that will be discussed during the symposium. And I hope this will be the starting point of action in the Hbbtv community.
Just a very, very quick throwing from me, conformance regime means for everybody outside the Hbbtv community to ensure conformance with the specifications, which then secures that all the devices run properly, smoothly, without problems.
Absolutely. Thank you for that clarification, Jörn.
You're welcome.
The rest of the program will be, I would say, as usual, which doesn't mean that it's boring and unnecessary, on the opposite, but we're going to discuss the key themes which are part of the Hbbtv ecosystem. We'll discuss the state of the markets, the key trends. We will discuss Hbbtv success stories. We will discuss the new specifications like OPAP, targeted advertising, etc. So a lot of very interesting topics and areas that we need to update about 2 years after the last symposium. We have had the great webinars recently, and that has been very helpful to keep the community together and to continue this learning process that Hbbtv is keen to stimulate, but the symposium is even better. For the award ceremony that will be held on the evening of the Thursday, we have reduced the number of categories to 5 against the 10 in Athens, which is going to be a challenge, by the way, because there are so many excellent Hbbtv services to recognize that doing that in only 5 categories is going to be a challenge. We will have, number 1, the best Hbbtv scale-up project, where we will try to recognize an Hbbtv deployment that has a certain life behind it, but which started as experimental or innovation, and that is now scaled up to the status of being a live core business project at a large scale. Number 2, we will have the best technology innovation with an Hbbtv product or service. Hbbtv is a community of engineers and people passionate about innovation. And I am sure, as usual, we will have excellent candidates and an amazing winner or winners in this category. And I'm sure we will all be very excited by these innovations. Number 3, we will have the best tool or product to support the development of an Hbbtv service or the delivery of an Hbbtv service. And again, as I mentioned about the conformance, we can see really that Hbbtv-based services now are coming to maturity. They are becoming mainstream, real-life services. They need to be delivered with perfect quality, and it's very important that there are tools and products which support this development and delivery, and that is going to be one of the categories of the awards. Then we will have a number 4 category, which will be the Judges or Juries Award for the Hbbtv Newcomer of the Year. In this category, we will try to distinguish a new company, a new service that is brand new to the world of Hbbtv and that is a respectable success and which made a bold entry in its market and in the Hbbtv community. And the number 5, because Hbbtv is an association, it's an ecosystem powered by people who dedicate a lot of talent and energy to the success of Hbbtv. We will, as usual, and I'm very happy with that, we will distinguish the best individual contribution to the Hbbtv Association. And this will be a public vote. So not only the jury will vote, but the entire Hbbtv community will be invited to distinguish this top contributor to Hbbtv. I'm probably at the end of the time that was allowed to me, but hopefully I have said the key things about the program, and then whatever is important and which I have not mentioned, please, Jörn and the team catch back on me. I would like to conclude by really saying a big thank you to the sponsors. We are already very happy and very proud that a number of leading companies have confirmed they would be sponsors of the symposium. We have as diamond sponsors Kineton, Fincons Group, and RTI Mediaset. If I'm not mistaken, all from Italy. So thank you, Italy, for being such strong supporters. We have Dolby as a gold sponsor and silver and viewed as a silver sponsor. So thank you very much to these companies. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your support. And finally, my last word is also to say a big thank you to the great team, which is working very hard, and I can see that, working to organize the symposium. So Jörn, Angelo, and Andrea, and many other people whom I can't name now. So thank you very much for the great job you're doing in organizing this symposium. Thank you very much. I wish you a pleasant rest of this webinar, where there are many other interesting things to be discussed. And even the more, I look forward to see you and meet you and speak with you in Paris in 6 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Vincent, for this great outlook. And everyone is, of course, encouraged to make notes in their calendar to be sure that you are available for these 2 days in Paris, and perhaps a weekend followed in Paris. This is ideally suited, of course. And maybe one more thing, if you'd like to be part of the actual event, there's the call for speakers, which is open. Details can be found on the Hbbtv website, and check out the news section there. There's a press release about this, and there's a link to the online form where you can contribute your proposal for a speech, for a contribution, and you can see there also details of the program, of the agenda. So over to the UK now, to Paul Gray, who's research director at Omdia, who's going to give us insights into key market developments in Europe. Welcome, Paul.
Hello, Jörn. Thank you very much indeed for inviting me to speak, and obviously also to Vincent and Hbbtv Association. I'm really looking forward to speaking in November, but in the meantime, I was asked to give a very quick update on what's happened. And of course, one of the things, can we have the next slide, please? Thank you. One of the things I've missed out on last year was being able to give an update on what had happened really throughout 2020. And it's been widely reported, but I'm going to repeat it anyway, that certainly in the developed world, as people had to spend more time at home, the value of entertainment at home, unsurprisingly, became much greater to people. And they spent lots of money, and they rediverted their travel spending and eating out spending to home entertainment and home entertainment devices. And so what we saw was that TV shipments in Western Europe returned to levels that we really hadn't seen since the end of the digital transition, when we went from analog to digital and also to flat panels and HD all at the same time. And so we had a very strong finish to last year. Obviously, there was disruption to supply chains at the beginning of the year. But what also happened was really much more gratifying, in that people didn't just buy any old TV. They very clearly wanted TVs that had the smart functionality and Hbbtv. And you could see in particular that in Eastern Europe, which is the gray line, that wish by consumers to have the very best in TV entertainment saw that catch up between Eastern Europe and Western Europe. And we were really pleased to see that. And it shows that consumers really value those extra features and of streaming functionality and enhanced broadcasting. And so we've got a really good installed base. We're now at 90% of TVs that shipped in Q1 have this functionality. So the TVs are out there, and it's now time to build out the services and build and excite new things for consumers on top of these platforms. So very, very strong message that consumers value TV, and that the thing that you've heard so often in conferences is that nobody watches TV, nobody values it. Well, they do, and they really showed that with their Euros last year. And on to the next slide, please. So the other thing that I've got some new data on is actually what's going on what we call AVOD, so advertising supported, so free to air video on demand. So that's the catch-up TV services, the platforms like Love STV and Salto and BBC iPlayer that are available on those smart TV platforms. And I think it's very important to say that this is not just all about the global streamers, that what people really value is what's local. It's their local sports teams, it's their local content, their local soap operas and things in their own language and culture. And what we really saw is that that Europe is most definitely different to other regions. And what is also very clear is that Hbbtv and those free platforms that have been crafted with broadcasters and CE brands and technology providers are really showing something that's totally different. That where you don't have those, and where you don't have the services and the cooperation, then you don't get the magic happening. And what's really clear is, let's look at the UK, which is probably the most mature part of the market for add-on services. Then 70% of people looking for content that's advertising supported, and I'm leaving out YouTube because it's a PC platform as well, much more, is that 70% of people are actually going to TV-based devices for that. What I think we see in France is a very, very exciting start, considering that services are so young, that already people are beginning to gravitate towards their TV and TV related CE devices like set-top boxes. And already we're seeing a very, very sharp uptake. Interestingly also is how different people value PCs. So Germany is a really interesting one, that we have quite a lot of households now that don't have a TV in Germany, around about 10%. And so they're using the PC as a multifunction device. But essentially, it's I think you can think of it as a TV with a keyboard. So it's very TV-like viewing that's going on that. But you can see a very, very strong wish by people to use that TV in the CE cluster for these services, and that the relevance of Hbbtv is very, very clear, and people use it and value it very strongly. And that's a really big difference to Brazil, India, and Japan, where such services really don't exist. So it's a very exciting time. These things are very, very much valued by consumers, and I look forward to tracking them and talking about them more in November. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. What came into my mind was what you stressed earlier on, that people during the pandemic, obviously there were lots of restrictions. People stayed at home, had less work to do. They had more spare time. So what did they do? They didn't go out and buy lawnmowers or other stuff. They did what was really important to them, and that is buying new television sets. And that is like the most modern ones, where you said like Hbbtv functionality, leading towards internet-based services, interactive services, opening this door, which is still new to some people. And but what did actually end up on the television screens? Did you do some research on that? Do you know whether they actually watch real live broadcast television, or did they use that more for this Hbbtv based element, which is looking into the catch-up services, the VOD, the AVOD worlds, or did they use it for both?
Very definitely for all of the above. And when you see these graphs, you always see this massive growth of on-demand services, and that normally cuts off the origin and the other 3 hours of TV that people do live and linear every day. So very definitely people are using all these services. Certainly when people made series available so you could binge and catch up, that's a new behavior that people have learned in the last five years or so. and we saw people binging on free-to-air content. So an old series that maybe they didn't see first time round, they're locked up at home. They've got an hour extra every evening where they're not taking their kids to a sports event or something like that. So they sit down and watch TV. So yeah, it was a very, very balanced picture. And it most certainly is not all just Netflix and Amazon. That free-to-air broadcasters had their fair share on it. And really people just wanted more of everything. So very, very strong fight back. And it certainly drove that on-demand behavior, but that was adding to existing viewing. It wasn't substituting for it.
I think that's where the local content and the attractiveness of local content, especially in Europe, comes back in. Streaming services don't take that away; they just add something to that, and the local content that's very appealing to the local audience, of course, stays.
Yeah, absolutely. And, a good example of on-demand streaming, which didn't exist before, that suddenly appeared, was broadcasters added educational content. So if you had to educate your kids at home, then you could keep them entertained also and informed by schools type content that was available from local broadcasters. And, the global streamers couldn't provide anything like that. So yes, some very, very powerful new things became available.
Very interesting. Thanks for taking a look at this for us, Paul, and all the best to you. See you in Paris.
Always a pleasure. Looking forward to it.
You're welcome. Great. Next point on the agenda is the round table. We're going to first take a look at 2 videos. You've seen the first 3 videos at the introductory part of this session by Dolby, FinCons, and Viewed. Now we're going to take a look at 2 videos, one from FinCons and one from Kineton and one from Mediaset. There we go.
È sempre il momento di Mediaset Play, anche sulla tua TV. Vai su un canale Mediaset e premi il tasto freccia su del telecomando. Troverai funzioni esclusive in un'interfaccia rinnovata, più fluida e ricca di contenuti on demand. Potrai guardare gli highlights dei programmi più visti e salvare i tuoi contenuti preferiti nella sezione Le mie liste. Così inizi a guardarli dal tuo smartphone e continui dalla tua Smart TV quando vuoi. Mediaset Play, anche sulla tua TV.
And now it's time to welcome the participants of the round table. I'll name you in the order of the alphabetical order of your companies. That is from Dolby, Müller. Welcome, Jan. That is from FinCons, Serge Bidot. Welcome, Serge. That is from Kineton, Pedro Valiente. Hi, Pedro. And from RTE Mediaset, it's Angelo Petazzi, who's sitting in or substituting Stefano Barghieri, who, due to a last-minute impossibility, wasn't able to attend this session today. And last but not least, we have from Viewed, Frode Harris. Welcome.
Thanks.
Now, we've already seen your videos, and still there's nothing better than a personal look and view, I think. And so I would please ask you first, with Jan starting, a very quick look at the involvement of your company with Hbbtv. How do you use that? What's your track record, your services, the products you're offering, and a very quick look at your role inside the company. Jan.
So first I want to say that I'm really happy to participate in today's premiere event here. So thanks for having me here. To your question, Dolby is Hbbtv member since a longer time. And we already contributed also to older versions of Hbbtv before. But today we are particularly happy about the huge engagement and the increased relevance of the latest Hbbtv versions here in Europe. So our mission is to work with the broadcast and the TV industry on delivery of an exciting new enhanced media experience to the living rooms, which is, for example, enabled by new audio technologies that were introduced by Hbbtv version 2. So those new audio technologies, called next generation audio, can, for example, deliver an immersive audio experience, which brings the viewer in the center of the action, can also provide some new controls for the viewer to adjust the audio program to their own preference, called audio personalization, but also come with a set of new enhanced accessibility features for the TV program. So for Dolby, our contribution in Hbbtv is that people from Dolby work in the various working groups of Hbbtv. So for example, we are very happy to contribute to the definition of the commercial requirements for Hbbtv with our market expertise, but also to contribute to the technical work for the specification and the Hbbtv testing suite with our engineering expertise. So we are certainly going to continue our contributions here to ensure that those new media technologies are easily usable for broadcasters to be included into their Hbbtv services, and that the right tools and tests are in place for the TV industry for their interoperability.
Thank you, Jan. Now over to Italy, where Serge is going to tell us something about FinCon's Hbbtv involvement.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. What about FinCon's participation to the symposium? So FinCons has more than 35 years experience in supporting Tier 1 customers in their digital transformation projects, and a deep knowledge of both systems and processes required in the management of complex initiatives in the media industry. FinCons Group is investing in France. The subsidiary FinCons France was created 1 year ago, and we are already provider and partners of main French broadcasters, TF1, M6 Group, France Télévisions, Canal+, etc. So today I'm very pleased to represent my president, Francesco Moretti, who is also VP of FinCons Group. And you know that FinCons is really involved in Hbbtv. FinCons is traditionally sponsors this event in Berlin, in Athens, and now we are also Diamond sponsor also this year. We are convinced this symposium is a key European event, grouping together all key players on the market with the aim to accelerate the takeoff on new TV models, innovating both user engagement or content monetization. So what about our involvement in preparation of the Hbbtv Symposium in Paris? We will share with you, all of you, some concrete example illustrating our involvement. For instance, at TF1 as partner and strategic provider of AdTech, we contribute to mark also the convergence of broadcast and digital ways, powered by FinCon's tech expertise from Italy and product needs from TF1. The product is being building a new vision in for broadcast-driven connected TV, combining B2C and B2B concerns at the best level, combining digital velocity and broadcast quality provides best of both worlds. So we are doing the same by MC Group, because our solution called Message Insertion Monitoring about SCTE signaling marks insertion is also a good example of our capabilities. The FinCon solution at Synchro is able to translate SCTE 104 and 35 in order to generate stream events for added sessions and other usage. You know, and we will probably discuss about our Mediaset partnership. We also work on initiative use case on Hbbtv TA and DVBI. And in the perspective of the symposium in November, we will probably propose an easy POC with anonymization of data to be showcased audience tracking in respect of the regulation requirements. So we will be very happy to welcome you in Paris in November. We will present the most innovative use cases about Hbbtv targeted advertising. Thank you all.
Thank you, Serge. And now over to Pedro from Kineton. What's your involvement with Hbbtv, and what's your role at Kineton?
Yeah, hi, hello everybody. Despite its young age, because as you could see in the video, Kineton has been founded in 2017, but we have relevant experience in developing and testing basically any kind of interactive application for any target device. And since the very beginning, Kineton joined the Hbbtv and started to develop solutions in Hbbtv for customers in Italy and also abroad. And we have delivered different types of applications with providing all the major functionalities like EPGs, VOD, streaming of linear IP channels, and so on. And what we have registered in Italy in the past year is that there is an increasing interest on Hbbtv coming from local, regional, and small broadcasters. So it's not anymore a solution only for the big players, but also for the small players that see many advantages in adopting Hbbtv. And Kineton contributes to different Hbbtv working groups, and we strongly believe in Hbbtv future. That's why we decided to be a diamond sponsor for the symposium.
Thank you, Pedro. Angelo from Mediaset. What about your involvement with Hbbtv? We've already heard about Mediaset Play.
Yeah. Thank you, Jorn. Thank you, everyone. So Hbbtv is for us very important. We are members since 2015, and we have always been supporter of Hbbtv in terms of standards. We think that it is very important to use standards for our business. And in 2017, we understood that the potentiality of Hbbtv 2.0 as a core specification, because we managed to have the first terminals deployed on the Italian market at that time. And our interest in Hbbtv is mainly related with three big areas of the business: targeted advertising, Hbbtv in the DVBI context, this new specification from the DVB regarding the delivery of channels, of streaming channels via IP, and the companion screen. Companion screen is a technology that we have always been interested since the development of the first specification in MHP in the DVB world. The main reason why target advertising is strategic for Mediaset is that it offers the best of the two worlds of television and digital: brand safety in a curated editorial environment, viewability, regulation, and addressability. It is very, very important then for our company to invest in the development of such ad formats in order to satisfy the needs that are always evolving from our ad investors. TA is can be used in a sort of upselling strategy toward brands that are already accustomed to TV advertising by extending their linear TV campaign on connected TV in order to ensure the incremental reach or additional frequency. It could be even interesting for small companies, small SMEs or local business, just to enter with lower budget into this field. Not to not forget that TA allows broadcaster to avoid video budget to switch to shift away from television and to be allocated to ad-funded platform like the big names like Google, Amazon, and the other digital players. DVBI is another relevant topic for us, as I said. Delivery VIP is a must today, and we see this as an opportunity to offer a better and enriched experience to our viewers, taking a step forward to have IP delivery of our channels at par of traditional broadcast delivery with all the additional Hbbtv service today. And the relevant business, it is a relevant business opportunity that we cannot miss. A few words on companion screen, the last interesting thing for us to conclude my speech now. It is an add-on to our Mediaset Play Infinity service, interactive service, that is available all along our channel lineup. And with the companion screen integration, we will allow convenience to our viewers, to our viewer experience with several new interesting use cases that could be exploited there. So that's thank you very much for the attention.
Thank you, Angelo. Now over to you, Frode, at Feud.
Thank you, Jørn. Yeah, so here at Feud, I'm Frode Harnes. I'm head of product management for the core technologies and for Hbbtv, interactive TV in many markets. And at Feud, we started early. We were part of Opera Software, the desktop browser and mobile browser vendor. But we singled out the B2B part of Opera in 2017. So that's where we come from. We started early with things like set-top boxes in 2003 for rendering EPGs and the UI of the device. We did a Nintendo Wii, which turned out to be maybe the first streaming device on the market. It was the first time anyone from YouTube called me directly and asked, what the hell is this device that is taking so much traffic? So that's where it come from. Over the years, we delivered very early the smart TV solutions to several big retail TV manufacturers. And we also, as soon as Hbbtv started to open up in 2012, I became a board member, and I've been on the board of Hbbtv since then. Yeah, the video showed a lot of these numbers, so we don't need to go through all of them. We're shipping on 50 million units or TVs or TV-related devices per year, and we develop the new technologies as fast as Hbbtv can make the specs. We make the products. Currently, our product portfolio is much wider than just Hbbtv. We have our own operating system or platform for retail TVs, which sort of competes with Android TV, Roku TV, and the others. We have a full platform for set-top boxes for pay TV and other operators. We have an add-on to Android TV that adds the missing broadcast functionality that you would need if you need to deploy an Android TV-based device. which, by the way, is not limited to Android TV, but any Android version. And then we have content solutions. We have applications we can deploy. We have an open browser, which is live on about 15 million TVs as we speak, worldwide. And we have a thin client browser for low-end set-top box marketing, especially in emerging markets. And all of this is powered by what we call Viewed Core, which is an HTML5 rendering engine, which has a powerful media player, streaming engine, and obviously the hybrid TV part, ATSC3, hybrid cast, and Hbbtv. And we can manage this with our device management and software upgrade software. So at Hbbtv, we started, as I mentioned very early, we delivered the first or shipped the first TVs with Hbbtv in 2011 with Hbbtv 1.7, 1.0. And since then, we've been having a dedicated staff working only on Hbbtv. And we're active in the Hbbtv consortium. We're meeting the specification group when there's anything related specifically to our technology. We are the browser experts, the streaming experts, we feel, so we have a obligation there. And I also meet in the steering board and the requirements group to set the agenda for Hbbtv going forward. Thank you.
Thank you for this overview. Now, more specifically, I'd like to address the plans you have for the Paris Symposium. I'll start with you, Jan, again at Dolby. What can we expect from Dolby in Paris? Have you made up your mind yet?
Yeah, we are on it. So, but first, Jörn, I may have missed your question about myself on the first.
Don't worry.
So sorry about that. So I'm working with partnerships and standards with Dolby, with a focus on streaming standards. So I'm a real Hbbtv enthusiast. So I want to say a few words more here. So the upcoming event in Paris will be the third time for myself to be able to visit a Symposium event. So I'm really looking forward to do this in person again now. So really looking forward to meet people again for sharing the latest news and knowledge around Hbbtv, but also to have the chance again to get in touch with new contacts for networking and to learn about areas of Hbbtv that I'm not directly involved in with my regular work. So speaking for Dolby, so first we are really delighted to support such great event and appreciate the chance to present something from our side to the industry. On the past events, we have already demonstrated the values and opportunities of those new media technologies. So for example, next generation audio that I was talking about before. And for example, in Athens, specifically, what is possible when using AC4, Dolby AC4, what is our solution for next generation audio with Hbbtv implementations in the field today. So for Paris this time, we are really looking forward to extend this, to also share some practical experiences that we made and learned during our latest progress the last year with deploying those technologies and experience with Hbbtv here in Europe. Yeah.
Thank you. And now over to you, Serge, at FinCons. What do you intend to take to Paris?
First of all, it will be the first time to welcome as FinCons France all people and key players with Hbbtv Association. As I told you previously, it is very a question of consistency for FinCons to support this great event. You know that FinCons contribute in research and development because we started working on Hbbtv since 2013, creating an Hbbtv lab and participating to several successful projects. So the question is to share with all of you our experience given our solution and project to make some networking, and very proud to attend to this event in Paris.
Thank you very much. Pedro at Kineton, what are your plans for Paris this year? You need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Sorry. As said before, we are registering an increasing interest coming from small broadcasters. So what we have done in order to help these companies to adopt Hbbtv and to increase the services they offer, we have created some services that can let the small broadcasters access on an easier way to Hbbtv. And what we have seen also, there is a lot of interest not only on the functionalities and the services that can be delivered through the Hbbtv app, but also on the audience measurement features and on enabling the targeted advertising. So of course, going to small broadcasters, for them is easier if you provide them a platform that is easy to use, it has friendly interfaces, and that is what we are doing, we have done, and we are doing. We are enhancing our services. So for sure, we're going to bring some of them to the symposium to show. And on the other side, we work not only with the broadcasters and service providers, but we work also with manufacturers, because our lab is an official Hbbtv registered test center. And we offer also, we act as a certification lab for TV in Italy. TV is the company that issues the quality labels for the Italian market. So basically, all the connected TV platforms and set-top boxes that go to the market in Italy pass through our lab first. And we have noticed, as it was also highlighted by Vincent in his speech at the beginning of the meeting, is that there is still a lot of work to do for devices, for ensuring compliance, and we are working on a solution for this. And let me add that formally, I've been sitting in the steering board of Hbbtv for 4 years, so I know very well all the issues that the steering board has faced and is facing in terms of interoperability issues. So we're going to bring for sure a solution to tackle this topic.
Thank you. And now over to you, Angelo. Very brief look at Mediaset's plans for Paris.
Yeah, as usual, we have been in Hbbtv Symposium since Rome as sponsors, and this year we would like to bring something that we are working on with a few partners there, and these are mainly related with two things. One is the DVB-I concept, the DVB-I technology that we are developing in terms of POC with internally technicians that are working with a few partners, as said, and we would like to demonstrate a few native DVB-I functionalities. The basic one mainly are the fact that the channel scan process could bring an hybrid channel list creation on a DVB-I compliant TV set, channel zapping in the hybrid channel list, DRM support, for instance, player ready. We would like to demonstrate the playback of a copy protected channel via IP. As you know, IP channels must be protected for copy reasons. Low latency maybe, something like that. And even in Hbbtv over DVB-I area, we would like to show something through an Hbbtv that could be part of the experience that could be consistent through the hybrid channel list. For instance, zapping from one channel to the other, the Hbbtv application could stay alive for instance, and this would be interesting to see there. Some other basic functionality through the Hbbtv application, access to the terminal service list, for instance, awareness of the service instance running through the Hbbtv application, performing channel change and stuff like that, and again the DRM copy protection that could be easily supported by an Hbbtv application, and again the companion screen integration, as said before.
Thank you, Angelo, for the brief look at Vude's plans for Paris.
Yeah, so we are a small company, so we haven't really planned Paris yet. Hey, it's 9 months. But we're starting to discuss with partners. We hope to bring the latest. Of course, we will bring the latest and greatest of our own stuff, the platforms for pay TV operators, the platforms for retail TVs. We're also busy now finalizing the implementation of the new standards, Hbbtv 2.0.3, Hbbtv targeted advertising, and also the latest on Hbbtv op apps. So we obviously bring things like that, but hopefully with more partners showing the full ecosystem and the full interoperability, and not only our software. So see you there.
Thank you very much. And we will actually go to Paris now virtually to see Vincent again, the Hbbtv chairman, for some closing remarks.
Thank you, Jörn. And Paris is only too excited and very eager to welcome all of you. And I would like really to say a big thank you to Paul, Pedro, Angelo, Frode, Jan and Serge. I think you've been conveying a lot of energy. You've been conveying how dynamic is our TV market now, how dynamic is smart TV, how dynamic is Hbbtv, how much appetite there is in the market to develop new services using Hbbtv, and you've given some insights into the exciting things that you will bring and show in Paris. So I think you all created a great teasing for the symposium, and I'm absolutely convinced we will have an excellent symposium, and really again, Paris is waiting for all of you, and I look forward to meet you in now a few months in Paris. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vincent, and thanks for the invitation. Thank you to all the panelists that we can see here, and big thank you also to the speakers. I'd like to remind you that first of all, this session is going to be recorded and available as a replay on YouTube a bit later on. We will advertise that on the social media channels of the Hbbtv Association on Twitter and LinkedIn, so you get the links there. And there'll be also Paul's presentation for download. The next event is coming up on September the 9th, the Hbbtv Symposium Digital Experience, and preview event with lots of insights into the event in Paris in November. And then there'll be further events in October, the next on September the 16th, the demo live, and further events coming up that we'll announce in due course. So there'll be a whole series of preview events for you. Of course, we'll all advertise them on the social media channels, in newsletters, and if you're part of the community, you will surely receive invitations to attend these events. Thank you once again to all of you to participate in this event. We've had already more than 500 live viewers, so this is a big success already, and we'll see you all in Paris. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.